The Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens has gone full haunted horticulture. Known for its jaw-dropping seasonal displays, this flowery fright fest transforms from elegant garden paradise to a delightfully eerie botanical wonderland. And my guest today has been fabricating it all from behind the scenes, or should I say, behind the screams in the new paranormal. Ladies and gentlemen, ghouls and goblins, please welcome Robert Scott Sodin. Robert, let's begin with a lightning round. Favorite movie?
A Clockwork Orange, the 1971 Stanley Kubrick film.
Outside of Las Vegas, where is your favorite place to bring ideas to life?
I've been designing down in the south, believe it or not, in the Biloxi resort corridor, Biloxi, Mississippi. And one of the main reasons I like designing and building down there is because they're not visually jaded like Vegas is. A lot of people here have seen it all.
What was your last Halloween costume?
The last one that stands out is my son made me dress up as a Resident Evil game character.
What is a mythical creature you wish was real?
When I was a kid, I loved King Kong, but I've also, I've actually gotten into a lot of more of the scarier mermaid movies lately. So that would be kind of cool if there was a half human, coming out of the ocean.
Same. By the way, what do mermaids say to break up with mermen? We need to see other people. Now, Robert, millions of people every year see your artwork at the Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens. I'm curious, what first drew you to the world of large-scale fabrications?
The way I got the bug was my father. We're from Chicago, but I don't know how he did it, but he got into designing and engineering film sets when I was a kid out in Hollywood. And in the summers, he would fly me out there, and I would hang with him on the Warner Brothers set. A standout is he worked on Steven Spielberg's Gremlins.
Oh, I love that movie. It must have been a dream to be all around those sets.
It was all fake, but it was there was something magical about all these sets that, this is a farmhouse and this is a city and this is an alleyway in New York City. The imitation one kind of had something special about it. I liked it. So as I got older, I attended the Art Institute of Chicago for 2 years. And then after that, I decided to go back out to LA, moved to LA, where I did some production assistant stuff in the films. I thought I'd get more into movies, but my dad, he passed away kind of early and I lost my connection. So I got more into the music industry for a while.
What's the Bellagio Conservatory's favorite type of music? Heavy petal. Please, continue.
Then, when the rock star thing didn't pan out, I got back into events and ballroom transformations and my design started catching on. Moved back to Las Vegas in 2005 and decided, hey, I'm going to really pump, what I can offer creatively. Bellagio Conservatory is currently a seasonal project designed exclusively by Ed Libby. I represent SRS Fabrication out of North Las Vegas. We're one of the several vendors that help engineer and build the scenic elements, working closely with Bellagio's horticulture team. For the build side of things, Bellagio is my client. As for my other designs and custom theming work, I can take full credit there. Bellagio Conservatory takes up about 20% of my theming work. The other 80% involves designing and building for other resorts, corporate clients, seasonal activations, public spaces, and even permanent sculptures. SRS Fabrication is a large-scale theming shop I'm connected with. It's basically a full custom fabrication campus based in North Las Vegas.
Could you walk us through your creative process for the Bellagio Conservatory, starting from the initial concept to the final installation?
I worked for MGM Corporation for a while over their events division, production and design. And when I left there, I started designing and repping some big fabrication houses in North Las Vegas. Basically with Bellagio, I've been working in there for almost 4 years now, doing their
Hmm,
turnovers
interesting.
in the
Yes, yes.
conservatory. They will present a design deck and say, this is what we want. This is what we're looking for. There's 4 beds, and I'll dissect it. I'll put some cost to it. I'll wrap my head around how it's going to be made, how it can, really pop. How it's going to take light in the daytime and the nighttime, because if you've been in the conservatory, it changes drastically from day to night. You should see it in both settings if you really want to see it. And I'll break it apart, put cost to it, and then I'll bid on what I feel I can handle. They'll award it to about 3 different vendors and designers and design teams. Once it's awarded, we start breaking it apart, engineering it, CAD drawing it, building it, and getting it ready.
And how long does that take? Most people don't have an eternity to wait for these kinds of things to manifest. But I do, because I'm a ghost and my energy is merely an echo in the metaphysical world. Anyway, how long does the installation take?
We have about between 6 to 8 weeks to build it. It strikes in one day, and it's set up in 4 days. So you have 5 days to tear it down and rebuild it. But that's the process, and it happens 5 times a year.
Let's hear those 5 times.
Lunar New Year, spring, summer, fall, and holiday.
Why did the blackjack dealer go to the conservatory? To turn over a new leaf. Do you feel a sense of pressure, or perhaps excitement, to outdo yourself with each new season or display?
Yeah, we have to. You can't go on autopilot, or somebody else will be more impressive, especially with the properties I design myself. I just have it in me to top myself every time, research new materials, take chances, get a little daring. There's people hungry to get in there and build for Bellagio. So if you're not staying a little paranoid and on top of your game to impress, someone will dream bigger than you.
Have you ever blended into the crowd at the conservatory just to catch the public's reaction to your work?
Yeah, I do it every season. We'll go over there after this all set up, like first week it's open. I'll just hang out there and kind of stand in different areas. It's really quick to see what the rock star pieces are because everyone's posing in front of them. So you can tell what's working and what's not really quick. But the standout pieces, the people will all be in front of it doing selfies, taking, asking other people to take their picture in front of it. So that's a good way to see what's working or not, if someone's taking their photo in front of something.
Have you eavesdropped on any negative reactions?
We do look at the comments section. There has been some times where a piece is questionable. It's not anybody's fault. It's just maybe it's a little too avant-garde for the general public, for lack of a better word, artsy than just fun.
What do you call an interesting piece of fat? Avant-lard.
People will question like, well, I don't understand this piece, but all in all, it's rave reviews.
More like grave reviews. While the Bellagio installations are widely celebrated, is there a project you deeply cherish that may have flown under the radar?
Sometimes the marketing isn't too great, so I'll do a great piece and I'm looking for it like on Instagram. I don't see it anywhere. I'm like, why aren't people like boasting about this piece they spent money for? Right? So maybe it's that kind of thing where it's just like, gee, I wish that got more attention.
How fascinating. And was that a giant bong I saw back there? Let's hope that thing didn't fall over and crush someone. That would be a chronic injury. What unique challenges or pressures come with creating work on such a grand and visible scale?
Well, it's funny. Like a lot of people see all the big, large scale theme pieces, and those have to get into the building through a lot of times not very big doors, right? A dock door is only so big, and when you're building a piece that's 50 feet tall by 40 feet wide, and you don't see any seams, right? It's like, how the heck did they get that? And did they helicopter that through the ceiling? We want to give that illusion of how did this just appear? And that's the tricky part, getting it through getting it through alleyways and dock doors. Or if you're in an older city like Chicago or New York and you just have some double doors, you got to get all the parts in there, get them together, and then nobody wants to see any seams, right? So there's a lot of that, those trade secrets of puzzling things together and hiding seams creatively, so that it's just like, how did they get that in there? I love to hear that when people go, "How did you get this in here?" I know it's a win.
That is a fascinating point. When you've been a ghost as long as I have, you forget how inconvenient it is to be solid. Like, what do you mean I have to use a door? What, am I alive?
And you also have maintenance issues because the public, the Vegas people are here to have fun, so they're climbing on everything. You make a giant horse, they want to ride it. You make a giant carousel, they want to get on it, even though it's not for riding at all.
What do you get if you build a carousel inside a haunted house? A scary go-round! What eerie creations or haunted projects are rising from your crypt soon?
I'm actually working on holiday season for the resorts in Mississippi. They want a lot of animatronic stuff, so we're going to really animate now characters, which is great.
Oh my, that's scary.
I'm also already working on 2026, which is the 250th birthday of the United States of America, signing a direction. So there's a lot of stuff that the casinos want to go off with for that. So and they have no idea what they want. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a clean slate. They're like, what can we do? Fall's coming in. I'm going to try and push some more spookier stuff maybe in some of the resorts that I designed for.
Ooh.
When the kid would walk into the room and go, "Oh my God," it just brighten up their faces.
Aww.
And all that. That's my payoff. I love, and like you said, go to Bellagio and see how people react when people are all smiling in there and getting inside a giant apple or a giant mushroom house or a giant gingerbread house. It's rewarding.
I feel the same way when I've successfully haunted someone. It's pure spectral glee, a cold rush of satisfaction as the lights flicker, the floorboards creak just right, and the living gasp. Did you hear that? That's the ghost equivalent of a standing ovation. So I can relate somewhat. Robert, thank you for shooting the sheet with me today. My friends, I must ghost you for now. Until next time, goodbye.